Hi guys. Okay, so um I'm not going to be around much, so that's why I'm doing this record class for you. So today I'm talking about family crisis. I want to understand by the word crisis. I mean, we all know that last time I entered your class, we spoke about crisis. Okay, what do you understand by crisis? So the word crisis, I gave you some of the assignments on what do you understand by crisis. Now, some people said disturbance and all that. But now, let's just go into it fully. What do you understand by the word crisis? What is family crisis? Now, it's a family crisis is a situation that marks a turning point in a family when things cease to go on as usual in the family as a result of what certain situations or changes going on in the family. Now it feels like it's a very very long definition, but don't worry about that. It's something very simple. Just know one thing that it is the turning point in the family and it happens when the things that usually happen that usually happens in the family stops happening. For example, let's see, maybe you guys move to a new environment, and in your former environment, your dad usually take you guys out every weekend to shop right or somewhere to the movies, see all the cinemas and all that. But all of a sudden, you don't notice that immediately you guys move to another place or maybe immediately you guys move to another place, or maybe there was a promotion, or in your dad's office, or your dad had to travel. It stopped. The whole going to Silver Cinema stopped, and that is going to make you feel bad. Like, oh, I know that yes, we're moving to a new place. Or, for example, my dad is traveling. My dad traveled, maybe got a promotion. I'm happy for him. But the things we usually do, we don't do it anymore, and that's a form of crisis. Now, most cases, it's not that it's a terrible thing, bad thing. People have died. No, no. The crisis also, it's not as sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think. But definitely, it's not really a good thing. Do you understand? So now if they're saying that it is a form of like it happens due to what changes in situations, certain situations that happen in the family. Now let's talk about types of family crisis. Now, number one is arrival of a new baby. Arrival of a new baby. I know a lot of us have younger ones. For me, I don't have one, but I have five nephews. And trust me, I know how much a new baby can actually affect everybody in the family. But we'll get to that. Number two, we have clash of personalities. Number three, we have relocation of the family. Then number four, we have loss of job or employment. Number five, we have divorce. Number six, we have illness and accidents. Number five, death of a family member. Then we have so many other ones, but let's just talk about this ones. Now, number one is arrival of a new baby. Now, what do you understand by arrival of a new baby? Like, okay, normally you know that babies bring joy, right? I mean, everybody's happy. I'm gonna be a baby bro. I'm gonna be a big brother, a big sister. Well, I didn't really have that choice because I was the last born, but I'm the last born, sorry. But the thing is, I have five nephews, and yes, they are awesome baby boys. I pray that I have a niece, but my siblings used to give me a niece. So that being said, anyhow, so arrival of a newborn baby is normally, they said it normally is a joy to the family, but it can also be a source of crisis. Because the truth is, I know that sometimes before your mom was pregnant, for those of you that have younger ones, before your mom got pregnant, or while your mom was pregnant, you've noticed that she was giving you all the love, the attention, even if she's trying to correct you and all that, her eyes are always on you. But if you notice that by the time she put to bed, her focus shifts, not completely, but a little bit. Like half majority of her focus actually is on the baby, because it's a new baby. It's just coming to the world. I mean, it needs all the love, attention, including even from you as their siblings. You need to care for them. You need to all those things, including your father. Everybody around you starts to focus more on the baby. Now, there are so many ways it can cause crisis in the family. Number one is that father may feel neglected. Now, I know that this might like if we ask like, how? It's not my father that it's not my father and my mother that gave her to the baby. Yes, but the truth is, the attention your father gets from your mom might not be the same way it happens. That might not be the same way anymore. It's really when the baby comes to the picture. You can ask your father at home, okay, when I was born, before I was born, the attention I get, or before, if you were the last born, you just say before my siblings were born, or just say before you guys had a baby entirely, the attention of my mother, how was it? It's going to tell you big, like straight and facts that the attention, your mother's attention was actually, that mother was giving me attention. We were hanging out, we are going on dates, all the romantic things, all those things. But immediately the baby came into the picture, there's some moments where the father, yes, the father will feel like, oh, that's my baby. But sometimes the father will feel neglected, but not every time. But still, the father might feel neglected. And there's something in a woman called postpartum depression, where that period she just put to bed. After some time, she's feeling angry, and she's not feeling good about herself, and there's fat all over her body. So she's not going to feel beautiful. So she's going to feel upset and all that. It's called postpartum depression. And that period also can make things worse for the father. But one thing I know is that at that period, the father needs to understand, and also you as a younger one, you need to understand, you as as siblings, you need to understand that, oh, that my mom is going through this, I need to be supportive. Do you understand? The number two is the fact that other children too may become jealous. I know about this one. I don't have siblings. Sorry, I don't have younger ones, but I have elder ones. I have three siblings, three elder ones. Now, something they usually do then, they told me when I was growing up that my mom was all and my dad were always like having like attention, showing me all the attention. Oh, my baby girl. My siblings would be like, "What is all this? Are we not also your children?" You can, you understand? So it gets to a point where you be like, I feel neglected, or wait, listen, I'm a child now. After I'm also your child, you get. It's not that they don't love you. No, 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 no. At that moment, the baby is delicate. To some extent, you can take care of yourself to some extent. I mean, look at your age. You guys are from ranging from age 11 and 12. Let's say 11, okay, let's say 10, 11, and 10, 11, and 12. Some of you are getting age 12. You understand? Between that age, and to some extent you guys know how to think for yourself. You know what to do. You can do some house chores at home, so it's something that they don't need to like monitor you left, right, and center at every point. So that's why the attention is shifted to the baby, because baby does not even know what he or she is doing. You understand? So that's why. So you don't need to be jealous. They still love you. Okay. Also, more pressure on family resources. Yeah, I remember when I went to I think it's year eight Ogun. I can't remember the exact class. I remember they were saying, was it year Bielsa? Yes, I think it's Bielsa. I think they were saying something about um that my dad has to buy extra baby diapers, like extra mouth to feed and all that. Yes, it's something. Your family resources. Remember, I taught you in your resources and decision making. I taught you family resources and decision making. I taught you about the fact that there's so many resources. You know that I told you about human resources and non-human resources or material resources. Now, I also said example of human resources, you have what? Energy, you have time, you have skills, and and so on, and imagination. Also for non-human resources, we have community resources, we have money, we have possession. You understand? All those things are going to have, there's going to be pressure on all those family resources. Energy, you people spend time on energy, because I'm pretty sure that some of you that have younger ones are already changing diapers. And I'm pretty sure that I know that I have nephews, and five nephews, I told you before, and I've changed the diaper of all the five of them. And there was one time I remember that I I was changing the diaper of one of my nephews, and the boy peed on me. I was literally so angry, and I'll be like, but I spent my energy and my time trying to change diaper, and the boy literally still peed on me. It was terrible. My sister was shouting, "Don't beat my baby!" Oh," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going to beat the baby, but you come and be changing your baby's diaper from now on and all that." You get, but you see, the pressure was on me. My energy and my time was taken. You understand? Also, the money, especially money, because baby food now is very expensive, baby diapers, baby clothes. I remember a student told me that they had to spend like 100,000 plus on buying baby things. So it's not easy. You understand? So there are more pressure on family resources, and there's also more demand on the mother's time and energy. Now, this is normal. This is very, very normal. Having demand on mother's time and energy, you know that time your mom is focused on the baby more than other things. Now, also, they said everybody in the family is affected by the 24 hours a day job of taking care of the baby. Yeah, I know that there are times where you be sleeping at night and the baby just all of a sudden start crying. The mother has to wake up, and times where the mother will have to sleep in the day so that she will have strength to wake up at night to take care of the baby. There's so many things that can affect you guys. You guys end up having 24-hour job taking care of that baby. It's not only the mother, it's not only the father, including you, your siblings. Are we together? Then also we have um now, ways to manage crisis. How do we manage crisis? How do we manage the arrival of a new baby? How do we manage that type of crisis? Number one is that the family should plan and prepare properly before each new baby arrives. Now, you plan, you prepare. How do we get each new baby? How do we plan for the baby? Buy things down. Like somebody told me then that they had to buy a lot of things down for the baby. You need to plan, because the truth is, they even said that the adage that says that if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. That means if you fail, if you're frustrated, what causes frustration and all that is because some families don't even plan about how the baby comes by and all that. You have to plan and prepare, because you have like 9 months to do the preparation. You understand? Okay, let's just say nine, not 9 months. Let's just 7 months, because sometimes the mother might not know that she's pregnant until baby's around 2 months or 1 month. So you have like 7 to 8 months to prepare. So all those things need to, even before they get pregnant, they need to be like, okay, we are going to have a baby soon. So before we have a baby, let's plan this and let's do that. You understand? So those are the ways, one of the ways to manage family crisis. And also, number two says everyone in the family should be involved in some aspect of the child care. Now, it's an aspect of the child. What do you mean that everything you should have like different things to do? If you have to wash the baby clothes, wash. If your chore is to wash the bottles, you wash. If your choice to change diaper, change. You understand? It's all those things just to help ease the pressure. Because that way, if pressure is eased from your mom and your dad, no anger like, hey, get out of my side. All those passing of aggression and all that will cease. Do you understand? So now let's go to number two. Says clash of personalities. How do we have clash of personalities now? You see, it says family members differ in their abilities, likes, dislikes, and in the way they react to different situations. Now, let's not only family members, everywhere around the world, you're going to be having clash of personalities, especially in your family. The truth is, sometimes you feel like, oh, my family should be more alike with me than other people. Yes, I know that feeling. My family should understand me more than other people. But the truth is, they might be your family, might share your blood, but they don't share some of your characters, some of your characteristics. They might share physical characteristics. Maybe you guys have the same eyes, all of you look like your mother, something like that. But the truth is, your abilities, your likes and dislikes might be different. Like for example, you see my sister and I, we look alike, but the truth is, let me use perfume. My sister actually likes a little bit of masculine perfume. I like my perfume to be feminine. I can't even stand the smell of her perfume. Anytime she sprays that perfume, she just sprays it around me to torment me. You understand? Just so that she does, I'll be like, I don't like that perfume. Do you get what I'm saying? So our likes and dislikes are different. So I like something, you might not like something. So, and if they tell you that the way, if they give you like, oh, you don't be silly, the way you somebody else will react to don't be silly will be different from the way another person will react to the word don't the sentence don't be silly. Do you understand? So that's how it is with family members. So one thing you should know is that now, families should set a family should set family values, lifestyle goals, and standards. Remember, I taught you about family values, lifestyle goals, and standards. I taught you about this, and I said families now to avoid that clash of personalities. You need to know this. Families should what set the values, lifestyle, and goals. So everybody have their own values. Like okay, the values and the family should affect everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Also, and also they said families must agree on how to accommodate individual value system. Now, some of you might not like swallow, or let's say food, for example. Some of you might not like this particular food. Some of you might like it. You have to find a way to, you can't have your way every time. So you have to manage whatever has been given to you. It's not every time they'll be forcing it down your throat. But you must learn to accommodate. Some people, like some of you now, for example, let's talk about music, for example. I know some of you like um slow music, like Billie Eilish music, Anya, um, James Young, and all that. But some people might like the um REM kind of music, all this high pitch music. Now the truth is, you have to understand that it's not every time you have your way when you are playing your Billie Eilish. Sometimes somebody wants to listen to their Rema song, so you need to accommodate the fact that this person is playing Rema. I will not be angry like I every time. Oh, I don't want to hear Rema. No, you can't have your way every time. So you need to find a way to accommodate and tolerate other people in your family. You guys are related by blood, so you need to not learn to accommodate those people. Now, also, now, family rules should be accepted to family members. Family rules should be accepted to family members. That is very important. Family rules should be accepted to family members. This is actually self-explanatory. Now, that is a way of managing, those ways are the ways of managing clash of personalities. Okay? That's how you manage clash of personalities. Now, let's talk about number three, relocation of family. Relocation of family. Now, this is when family may move from one area, from where they live to another place. So the truth is, you might actually love where you're staying right now, but your family, due to maybe your dad got a job in another place, or your dad got a better accommodation, and there's no space anymore in your family and all that, it might affect it might affect their your area, like you're moving, it might affect you. And I know some of you maybe might have friends in those places. You might be angry about moving to another place, but this is how you are going to work. See, like I said, the constant thing in life is change. You understand what I mean? Constant thing in life is change. So how do you manage this crisis? Number one is have a positive attitude. Now, some of you are always grumbling, I'm moving to a new place. At the end of the day, you notice that probably you're staying in a three-bedroom flat where you're sharing a room with your siblings. Your dad actually now moves you guys to a five-bedroom flat where you have your own room. Is that not better? Even if even if your dad even moves to another three-bedroom flat to another place, you need to understand that there's a pressure on your father and your mother that you might not get now, and the pressure of trying to provide for you. You don't know, maybe that house is cheaper for him at the main time, because like you check at the situation of the country, people are actually cutting down on their spending, managing what they have for the main time because of what's going on in the country. So you need to have a positive attitude towards whatever your parents give you. However, wherever you guys move to. Do you understand? Some of you might even relocate outside the country. You meet your Nigerian friends. Some of you that actually you were outside the country before, you had to relocate back to Nigeria. You will meet your friends outside the country. You need to understand, you need to still get a positive attitude. Because the truth is, this life, the constant thing in this life is what? Change. Then next one, also give the new community and people a chance. Don't come and see them now and say, oh, I beg, this, I don't even like the way those people talk. I can't even stay here. Why did daddy and mommy bring me to this place? No, you don't know people until can't judge people until you get to know them. You understand? The new community might be accommodating. They might be nice people. What if the community might be soothing and calm for you, might be safe? Do you understand? So those things, you need to give them a chance. You can't just see them and just write people off. Give them a chance. Get to know them. Get to explore the community. Do you understand that? Also, join a local group. If it's going to help you, join a local group. Join a local group. Try and like join those groups. Those type of, if you have like go to the park, you see community of maybe friends. You can join a normal group that, and you might see you guys have youth in the community. Maybe you are in an estate and you guys have like friends. You can actually That friends can be like your local group can be maybe friends, okay? And also maybe your family can join like a community group of maybe you guys have celebration at the end of the year and all that. That can actually help you make friends. Do you understand? Also, um, learn as much as possible about the new community. Like I said, if you give them a chance, you learn as much as possible about the new community. Also, the next one is loss of job and employment. Oh my God. Now, this is a bad one, but we just have to notice this. Now, the truth is, when a family member, especially the breadwinner, we all know who the breadwinner of the family member is, right? A breadwinner, if you don't know, let me explain. A breadwinner is somebody that actually provides, that is the major provider for the family. Like he's the one that buys the things, buys the food, pays for the rent, all those things. Now, it might be that the breadwinner might actually lose his or her job because sometimes the breadwinner might not be the father. Some cases where some people, maybe their father and their mother have been divorced, or maybe their father and not, maybe their father is late. And then for that period, your mother is going to be the breadwinner of the family. So it might happen that when the breadwinner loses job, a serious crisis results. And in such a situation, the family needs can no longer be met. Now, that is where the problem is. What are the family needs? I remember I want to mention the family needs right now. I'm going to give you like few seconds. Number one, number two, number three, number four, and number five. Okay. Okay, so now if you mentioned what I thought you mentioned, number one is food, number two is healthcare, number three is clothing, number four is shelter, and number five is education. Education, I told you then, education is a secondary need. So what the four major needs are what? The food, the shelter, the healthcare, and what? The clothing. Now, at that moment, if the breadwinner loses his job, he will not be able to meet those needs. So how can we manage those crises? This crisis, how can we manage it? Oh man, this is so bad. How can we manage this crisis? Let's see. Number one, how do you manage friends? Now we have to what? Review family goals. Now you have to what? Review the family goals. Everybody has a family goal. Every family has a goal. Now, for example, if your goal is to um buy a house, if your family goal is to buy a house, there's a house in a Sokoro, or maybe there's a house in Maitama, and that house is worth like 100 million, or let's say that house is worth like 80 million naira, and your father and your parents, like your family, are already they're saving money, and you guys have saved up to 50 million, you have paid down payment of 50 million. And that period, that moment your dad lost his job, or the breadwinner lost his or her job, what happens? The down payment, you have to like call um the people you're paying the down payment for, tell them, oh, please, I lost my job. I have to review payment. Can you please give me more time to get my job back? But for the meantime, because the money that I have is saved to meet the needs of my family, because they need to eat, my kids need to go to school and all that. So at that moment, you need to understand that those family goals will have to be reviewed. That means you have to check again. You have to you have to go back to the family goals that you have, and we look at it again and check it again, cut out some things that is not necessary for the main time, and focus on the need. That's it. Also, alternative employment must be sought. Your father or your mother or the person, the breadwinner, should not sit at home like, oh, I lost my job and start sulking for days. No, you lost your job, get your CV, dust it, and move. Look for another job. Because the truth is, as much as they say that there's no job in this country, there are people getting jobs. So you need to move. That's what it does with update is curriculum vitae. That's vitae. That's the CV. I don't even know what CV is. The CV is a piece, is where you put your qualification information about short information, brief information about you, your qualification, and your experience, your work experience. Okay, so now that's so you also just use that a breadwinner should just update the CV, impute where he was lost his job, sit there and go ahead, look for another job. Because the truth is, you can never know until you try. So you should look for an alternative employment. Also, family members may have to take on new responsibilities. Now, for that moment, maybe for example, you have a stay-at-home mother, you understand, and maybe yeah, that was stay at home mother. Now the best thing for that period, when if the father lost the job, the best thing for that period is for the mother and the father should step out and start looking for a job. That way you know that yes, I have new responsibility, let me go. Or the mother can start a business to start earning more money to be able to feed the family. Do you understand? There's so many things you can actually do. Just take on your responsibilities. And for the period where your mother is the one taking care of the house, and just because she starts the business, she might not have more time taking care of the house. So you as a child should just the responsibilities that your mom do, the washing of the dishes, you will start doing it. The washing of the clothes, you start doing it. Some just share the responsibility among yourself. Do you understand? All right. Next one is divorce. What is divorce? What do you understand by the word divorce? Let me give you a few minutes, few seconds to answer that question. What do you understand by the word divorce? Now, okay. Now, if it's what I think you think, if what I'm thinking is what you said, divorce is a separation between two couples, separation and the annulment or the breaking or separation of marriage. Okay, not dating, not relationship, marriage. Okay, they've gone to church or to the mosque or they've gone to the court to get married. They've signed, the government know about their marriage, their solemnization. What you have to do, the breaking of that solemnization, the breaking of that coming together, like you're going to separate, that is called divorce. Now, divorce, you see, is here, it's written here. Divorce means the breakup of a marriage. Divorce, they said, has negative effect on the husband, the wife, the children, and the in-laws. Now, the negative effect, it is very, very brutal. Divorce is very brutal because the truth is, it can affect the child. Imagine the fact that your parents, you are used to your parents being together, and all of a sudden, the father and the mother just separated. Now, you'll not be seeing your dad constantly the way you see your dad, or you'll not be seeing your mom constantly the way you see your mom. The joy of you being, your father and mother being together that you see before, you don't see that anymore. That is actually very painful. So it has a negative effect on your our parents, on the husband, the wife, even you. Now that's why it's very good for you to pray for your family, pray for your parents every time. When you go to pray, you pray for your parents, and when you just support them anyhow you can support them. Sometimes stress can cause a lot of fights in the marriage, emotional stress, physical stress, all those things can cause it. So whatever you can do to ease your stress, start telling them like, dad, mom, you're the best in the world, I love you, I can't be anywhere without you in my life. Thank you very much for giving birth to me. Thank you very much for taking care of me. Thank you very much for loving each other. Because when I see you love each other, gives me hope that my future is going to be bright. Do you understand? Those things make them happy. Try and make them happy. I know that sometimes it might not be your fault. It's not your fault, they divorce. But the truth is, you need to understand that whatever you can do to help to ease the pain, you can try. Okay. Now, how do you manage divorce? How? If it happened, maybe it happened and there was no way around it, it just happened. What do you have to do? Now, they say family members need to find ways of adjusting wherever they find themselves. This is hard. I can't say it's easy. It is very hard. But you have to find a way of adjusting. It's painful, yes, but you just have to get through it because if you don't, you'll be stagnant. And remember, I told you people one day, you can't continue staying at the point, you will not move forward. So to be able to move forward emotionally, physically, mentally, you have to what? Adjust. Find a way to adjust. That means getting used to the new environment, getting used to the new thing that is happening, to the new situation. Okay? That's number two says parents need to agree on how to help the children. Now, one thing that causes problem the most is that when parents divorce, they don't think about the children. They don't even think about what's going to happen to the children. Now, sometimes they don't be like, take your child, you take this child. Maybe probably you have two siblings, maybe you have two children, for example. The parents can just say, you take this girl, I'll take the boy. It doesn't make any sense. It's going to affect the children. Imagine you not seeing your siblings for a long time because your dad and mom are separated. God forbid. But please, the truth is, it affects the children negatively. A lot of children in this school, especially, have probably, they don't need to say it, but a lot of children are coming from broken homes, not only in this school, we have outside there. They tend to be angry, they tend to be upset, they tend to be violent, they tend to turn to menace in the environment because they're angry. There's the hidden hunger, hidden pain that they can't express because they feel like their parents have disappointed them by separating. Because the truth is, when they see their parents together, the love and hope, this love they see with their parents, it gives them hope. But now they don't see it anymore, so they tend to get angry at it. So parents need to know how to agree. They should put their differences aside, even if they want to divorce. Yes, no problem. But they should put their anger and differences aside to find a way to help those children, help the children. Because the truth is, if they don't, it will have serious effect on the children in the future. So that's the also other one. Now, also, children should be allowed to communicate with their parents. Now, this is the painful part of it. Most divorce is very bloody. You know why? Because when when parents separate, those reasons that a girl can't talk to her father anymore, or the boy can't talk to his mother, or the girl can't talk to her mother, the boy can't talk to his father, because the parents are using their own anger, their own fighting, their own anger to detect what will happen in the life of the children, which is not meant to be. The truth is, any child, they should still have a way that okay, my dad is still available for me, my mom is still available for me. Even if they're not together, I can still call on my dad, he'll be there. I can call on my mom, she'll be there. Do you understand? So they should be allowed to communicate with their parents. Also, counseling can help. Yeah, counseling. I mean, I know our GNC. Yeah, sometimes it's very, very important. It's very, very good to talk to people. Talk. Look for someone that you trust, like an elderly person. Talk. Like especially you can go to the school counselor. You can go there and like this is how I feel, and they'll find a way about it. Even that divorce, if you can go to marriage counseling, they can find a way around not even getting divorced. Do you understand? So that's how it is. That is that. Now let's go to problems at school. Yeah, this is where we can relate the most problems at school. Now, this is said that some children have difficult problems in school, such as what? Examination malpractice, failure in exams, truancy, participation in court activities, suspension, and expulsion. That this creates crisis in the family. There is often tension, anxiety, strain, and stress. Now, what this means is that there are different types of problems one can face in school. Like I mentioned them, and those problems can actually cause tension, anxiety, strain, and stress in the family. Now, imagine a child failing exams and you go home. Their father and mother, they're upset that you failed your exam. So it can bring what tension for you, family, everybody is stressed. Like, what can you do to make it better? You just don't understand. And when they imagine them you having a child and they call that child that your child was caught in examination malpractice, how will you feel? Or imagine them calling you that your child is participating in court activity, your child was suspended, or your child has been expelled from the school because he's fighting or because he was bullying somebody else, or a child who did this, he did that. These things can cause problems. It can cause a lot of problems for you, for the family. Now, how do we manage this crisis? Now, I want you to pay real attention to this. It said the parents should show understanding towards the children. Now, the truth is, sometimes, sometimes there's a lot of things a child is going through that parents don't understand. Especially when you get to a point of adolescence. You have a lot of things and hidden things, affection, emotions that are trying to go up, but nobody understands you. That's why it's important for parents to understand their children, show understanding towards the children. Make sure that the children understand you understand the children. Now, the truth is, sometimes parents might act like, oh, I'm just being a child. No, sometimes you need to go down low, like put yourself down to the point of how the child is. If you notice, for me, and my students, anytime I tell them, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Talk to me. I can act like a child, I can act like a teenager just to make sure you talk to me. Then we can find a way around it. And I'm a teacher. Now imagine what a parent should actually do. So please, I'm telling you now, for the sake of the future, parents should show understanding towards the children. All right. Number two is that parents should, okay, the parents show understanding towards the children. Yes. Sorry about that. And number two is that there should be open communication among the parents, children, and the school. There should be open communication among the parents, children, and the school. The idea of parents not coming for PTF or PTA meeting, it's actually improper. But look, sometimes I know that our parents are busy, but they should at least, even if they come looking for a PTA meeting, they should at least like call once in a while to school and be like, how is my child doing? What is going on with him? What's going on with her? And sometimes there should be open communication between the children and the school. She can tell, go to the GNC, I'm going through this. The GNC will contact your parents, and finally, when you guys can settle the matter, whatever it is, it will have so it won't repeat, all those things won't repeat itself again. You won't react and go into things you're not meant to go into. Okay? Causes of problems should must be identified. Now, some people are doing some things and they don't know. Like, for example, examination malpractice. Some students are smart. In fact, there's no dull person. Truth is, people have told you that you are dull. People have told you that you are dumb. People have told you that you can't pass this exam. Or people have told you a lot of things to make you doubt yourself. Now, when you doubt yourself, that's when you have no choice than to say, I can't pass the exam, so let me just cheat. Mm. Now, there is nothing you cannot do if you put your mind to it. So what's one thing you should know? Parents should, or teachers and parents, that a teacher should, especially a teacher, as a teacher, the child is cheating in your exam. You can't call the child and be like, what's going on? Are you, is it like you don't understand? Come, let me explain this to you. That's why it's very important that you explain what you are going to explain to the child. So to make sure that the child understands fully what he's talking about. Try and relate in do relative means that do say create scenarios that a child can relate to so that they can understand what you're teaching. Also, parents, you need to find out, okay, what is the problem? Do you need extra coaching lessons at home? Should I get you a lesson teacher to help you explain more what the teacher in your school is explaining? Or maybe the mother can do it or the father can do it. Something. So we must find the cause of that problem. What is causing this bullying? What is causing you to bully people? What is causing you to go into cultism? What is causing you to engage in examination malpractice? What is causing all the things? Let's find out the cause of the problem. Because there is no reaction, there's no reaction without an action. Sorry, there's no reaction without an action. And there's no action without the reaction. Now, solution to the problem must be sought. That is very important. After you find the problem, you must find the solution. And it is necessary to find a new school for the child. In most cases, it might be necessary. It might be necessary. It might be necessary to find a new school. Sometimes maybe a child has done something and the child has been known as a menace and everybody tend to don't like the child anymore in the school. But it's necessary to find a new school so that the child can have a fresh start. Are we together? So it's important. That is very important. All right. Crop failure, declining market, and natural disaster. This declining market. What it means is for people, business people, declining market. Now let's go. We'll get to it. What does crop failure mean? It means that what? Oh, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, now we're there. Crop failure, declining market, and natural disaster. Now, so crop failures could mean that a farming family lost part and all their crops in a given farming season. Now, this is a farming family, and this is for people that are farmers. Now, maybe a family, we have farmers, we have local farmers, and we have mechanized and industrial farmers or something. Now, they might have a very large land, and they were planting something. Maybe they planted yam, cassava, or beans, and found that half of the crop was lost due to maybe flooding or insect attack, pest attack, and all that, or drought. You understand? So they might those things might happen. So that is what crop failure is. And also now let's go to declining market. And this is for business people. If your dad is a business man or a mom is a businessman, selling something. I want you to read this. I'll read it. Declining market could mean that a particular commodity or business in which the family breadwinner is dealing has stopped selling. For example, your dad maybe your mom sells jewelries, or your dad sells jewelries, and all of a sudden stopped, jewelry market starts going down, all that. That's the effect. It's got a declining market. Either it's reduced in sales or it has even stopped selling at all. That means it's going down. That's what declining means. All right. Natural disasters. I know of them know different natural disasters. We have one, the flood, which is actually very popular in Nigeria. Then we have in other places, we have the drought, hurricanes, landslides, erosion, and fire. Now, these are natural disasters. You can't have control over natural disasters. Now, also burglary means loss of possession. Burglary too also falls in this category. And burglary means loss of possessions. Loss of possession. That means somebody stole something from you. Robbed. I said any of these things can happen to family. That's sorry about that. Excuse me. So, is there any of these things can happen to family and lead to what? A crisis. Now, how do we manage all those crises? Number one, change of business. It's hard, but it's very important. If you notice that there's declining market, you what? Change the business. Or you add extra business to it, add extra means of sales, or add something else. For example, if you notice that uh, notice that people are, if your mom is selling, your dad is selling Ankara clothes, and notice that people are not really buying Ankara anymore, so it's of Ankara clothes. And notice that what are people buying now? Lace. Let them just go and buy lace and start selling the lace alongside the Ankara. So sometimes people will still buy the Ankara, so people will buy what. So that's what change your business or improvement in business. Relocation of family. So for the case of business, for the case of the business family, declining market, and for the case of burglary, and for the case of farming family, you can also location can be possible. And changing your location, I'll say. Then you have to review family goals, determination to survive, and hard work by the family members. No, not that because something happened to you now, you'll be like, all hope is lost, all of you start to suck. No, be like, nah, it happened, so what? We are going to do it and we'll get it done and we'll make it. That's determination. Appealing to the government or relevant bodies for support. Now, this is in case of natural disasters, flooding, appeal to government. Oh, there's flood around here. I know some of you went online and you saw flood in places like Anambra. You saw flood in Lokoja, that Lokoja road. You see the flood because of. So now they appeal to the government. What can we do? Government, help us with this flooding. Create a drainage system. Help us to find a way around this flood. You understand? The Ministry of Works and Works, Housing and Works, or whatever they call that, is Ministry of Works, also could help. So that is that. Also, determination to survive and hard work by family members. Okay, we spoke about this. And the next one is illness and accidents. Okay, so you said that illness and accident, a serious illness or accident can greatly destroy, can easily destruct family life and lead to crisis. Family members are naturally worried and upset to see someone they love suffer. They feel helpless and frustrated when they cannot use the person's pain, prolonged illness or accident can also take a lot. They cannot ease the person's pain, rather. Sorry about that. They cannot ease the person's pain, and the prolonged illness and accident can also take a lot of money, leaving the family poor or in debt. Now, how do we manage this? How do we manage this? Number one, they said family members should find strength in each other or their religious faith. You're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're a traditionalist, if you're atheist, whatever you believe in, if you're if you're a Jew, if you're a Hindu, whatever you believe in, you have to find strength in that. You pray. Believe that there's a higher supreme being up there that is watching you and created you. So you pray to that being, like, Father, God, help us, this and this and this. You understand? So just pray to pray, believe, find strength in the fact that God is going to do something with your faith. And you can find strength in each other, like, oh, I believe in you, fight, I'm here to support you, I'll hold you down, I'll help you. All those things, like, you should find strength in each other and also in your religious faith. Okay? Next one, the family members should also share feelings and also share responsibility. You share their feelings and share responsibility. So if somebody is sick or personal accident, other people should share feelings like, oh, relate to you, feel and empathize with that person. Like, I know how you feel. Fine. And what do you want me to do for you? Should I help you raise your leg? Should I feed you? Should I cook for you? Should I wash your clothes? That's also great support. They should show love and support to their sick one. Love and support to their sick one. And show love and support. Also, the last one, but not the least, is death of family members. Now, that is the bad, it's very bad. I know one of us, I know majority of us have lost one person or the other in our family. It might not be somebody you are really close to, but at least you've lost somebody. And they said death is traumatic. The death of a family member can cause severe emotional shock and shatter the lives of other family members. Imagine you, not let's just not really imagine it, but the fact that somebody was there and next time you can't see the person, can't talk to the person again, it's quite painful. Now, ways of managing this. Ways of managing this. Each family member should take responsibility for the things he or she can do. Yes, each family member should take responsibility for the things he or she can do. Also, each family member should participate in events such as a funeral and spend more time together and encourage each other. This is very important. Also, each family member should change, or the family member may have to change or modify some of the family goals. If you people had, if you had point, okay, you want to buy this thing by this time, because of the fact that one of your family members died, you have to like stop whatever you are planning, then you have or pause it for a while or change a way around it. Instead, especially maybe with the breadwinner of the family, instead of planning on buying the house, people were planning on buying before, you have to like stop and just change how to survive first. Then when everything is settled, then you can now go back into planning how to buy the house. So you understand what I mean? Okay, we have other general strategies for family crisis. Other general strategies, we have cooperation, communication, follow family routine as fast as possible. Where it is necessary and possible, the family can also seek for help from outside. And the family should be adaptable to changes that may come with what? Crisis. That is that. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube account. I sent you the link already. Thank you very much. Bye. Later.